The first shipment of lethal aid from the United States arrived in Ukraine after officials from Washington and Moscow on Friday agreed to keep working to ease tensions over concerns of a Russian invasion in the former Soviet republic. The U.S. Embassy in Kiev says the shipment contains more than 90,000 kilograms of aid like weapons and ammunition. This all comes as British intelligence warns of Russian plans to install a pro-Russian president in Ukraine, which Moscow denies.
We've given Russia two paths. There's a path of diplomacy and dialogue, one that I engaged in with Foreign Minister Lavrov just last week in Geneva. But there's also a path of its renewed aggression and massive consequences that we have been building now for many weeks. And it's not just us that's saying it. The G7, the world's leading democratic economies, have been clear about that. The European Union's been clear about that. NATO's been clear about that.
Amid rising tensions with the West, Russia's defense ministry published these images Saturday showing Russian, Iranian, and Chinese warships in joint military drills in the Gulf of Oman, with a promise of more to come. Meanwhile, U.S. lawmakers are weighing their options to de-escalate rising tensions.
I do think we should take up and pass a bipartisan bill that will show resolve and determination and apply some sanctions now. But the very strongest sanctions, the sorts of sanctions that we use to bring Iran to the table, is something that we should hold out as a deterrent to prevent Putin from taking the last step of invading Ukraine.
Russian fighter jets, seen here in a video published Saturday by the Russian Defense Ministry, began flights to Ukraine's neighbor Belarus, where Belarusian officials say they're hosting combat readiness drills.
So far with this administration, we have seen a doctrine of appeasement, and that certainly is not going to deter President Putin and Russia from invading Ukraine. So let's make sure that we are pushing back right now with stiff sanctions, making sure that we are showing Putin we do mean business.
So far, the main sticking point in negotiations between the West and Russia is the Kremlin's insistence that Ukraine never be given entry to NATO, a non-starter for the U.S. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.